Hey y'all, I'm here with Adair and I'm Cory and we are finito at the USA Junior National Championships here in Miramar, Florida. Day 3 is in the books. It was a whirlwind. Adair, you agree?
Agree. I'm glad it's over. It was a long weekend.
Crazy last day. A lot happened all at once. We're going to start though today, Sunday, the 3 best moments from the day. Let's start with number 3. What do you think?
Gotta go with Kayla Davis going 51-28 back-to-back from last week at New Balance, where she broke 52 for the first time. Gotta hand it to her for our number 3.
Kayla Davis is a high school freshman. Just keep that in mind. High school freshman going to Pan American Junior Championships now, and she maintained this whole event that she was thinking about dropping a sub 51. So she's got one more left in 2019. Can she do it?
Number 2 has to go to Athingmu. Won a stacked field today, 205, went out kind of tactical, and she just came down that home stretch and took it home.
I thought that was the biggest thing, biggest progression out of her is racing maybe a little bit different, not exactly from the front. She thought going into today that she maybe had to taper back maybe her pace a little bit and really make sure she was in good position to win. And when it came down to the final 200, she was in a great position. She relied on that speed to win. So I think taking that win was awesome to see.
Number 1 goes to Matt Bowling, setting a number 10 all-time 200 meter today.
10th fastest at 200 meters all time.
Yeah, 10th fastest, 20:36. Had a spectacular race in the prelims, came back, less than an hour to race finals. Looked strong out there and really dominated in that field.
Matt hasn't run a 200 since April, and I think he ran 20.58 originally. Didn't have the top seed time here, but we all expected him to go extremely fast. He gets better at distance, and he really showed it. So he's going to go into Pan Americans running the 1 and the 2. It's going to be really fun to see that in Costa Rica. Moving on to top redemption story today. On the women's side, we had a big moment from a Kentucky freshman.
Masai Russell came into the 100 meter hurdle finals and the 400 meter hurdle finals, qualified in both. She went for the 100 meter hurdle prelims. Then she had the 400 meter hurdle finals where she qualified. She finished second. Then she comes back and comes in second in the 100 meter hurdle finals. She had a stacked day today, and after missing out last year in the 400 meter hurdle finals by 0.03 of a second, she qualified in 2 events. That's a redemption story.
That's awesome. She was super motivated this year. On the guys' side, it was more of an immediate redemption story. Jason Gomez of Notre Dame de Namur. He was a Westmont senior last year, won a California State 800 meter title last year, so he was not a slouch in the 800, but guess what? He dropped out of the 800 today because he just didn't have it, right? But he had one more race left, and he thought about maybe scratching that too, but he came into the 1500, still got on the line, and after 2 laps went down and it was slow, he thought to himself, wow, this is like playing into my corner. It wasn't a fast 1500 meter. It ended up being a 4:25 win from Jason, but in those final 2 laps, he really threw it down. 51.99 to close it off. Jason Gomez came back from the DNF in the 800 to win the 1500, and that was a great story.
Yeah, for sure. How about your underclassmen picks for this weekend?
I think we're going to really stick with the 800s here, but I think St. Raphael Academy sophomore Darius Kipyego in the 800 has raced across the country all year, really trying to prove himself. He ran 151.26 today, which got him a bid to Pan Americans, finished 2nd overall, and that is a PR for him. Trying to break that Rhode Island state record still. He can do it at Pan Americans if he goes 150, but Darius had a great race, and he's on.
For sure, and along with Kipyego, I gotta go with Rasheen Willis. Finished 2nd today in the women's 800, again in that stacked field, running a 205.
206.99.
206.99. Came down that home stretch. I think she was in 5th around the 100 meter mark and just dominated down the home stretch to win, or to finish 2nd.
Made up a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Wasn't in a good position, but we saw the competitive side of Rasheen here today, and it was great to see.
She's only freshman.
Yeah. Let's go to top performers. I got to stick with Matt Bowling. He really proved himself, even though he didn't qualify for the triple. He didn't make the long jump at Pan Americans, where he finished 3rd here at U20s, but he made the 100, He made the 200. He didn't get either of those individual races last year. He wasn't even in them last year. He did get to U20s last year in the 400, but he didn't get selected for the final. So Matt Bowling coming back, having a tremendous season, capping it off here at U20s with 2 individual bids. Matt Bowling, top performer of the weekend.
For our women's top performer, I have to go with North Carolina freshman Kayla Davis. Going 51 at New Balance is something, but doing it twice in 2 weeks is just incredible. You know, she raced against Alexis Holmes today. She had a lot of great competition to go 51-28.
And she's 15 years old.
So crazy.
All right, last shout outs to end the show. I'm gonna give a shout out to Beaver Creek Junior Taylor Ewert, won the 10K race walk today, 48 minutes, 24 seconds, .61. Third straight USA team she's gonna be on. This girl is on fire, future Olympian someday, Taylor Ewert. Good job.
My shout out goes to Shelby Tyler in the high jump. She hasn't broken 6 feet or jumped 6 feet all season, and she does it today, and she qualifies and wins the national title. So shout out to you, Shelby. Way to go in that.
Reigning champion in the high jump too. One last shout out, Kenny Leitner of Arkansas, really proved himself late in the season. Was runner up in the 200, 20.59, got on to Pan American, so good job to you. It's been a huge weekend. Adair and I both are ridiculously tired, but we're done, and we're gonna have a lot of coverage for you on MileSplit, so go look at everything, photos, videos, interviews,
and more. Bye!